Being joined by the head coach of the Regina Thunder, Scott MacAulay now. Hi, Coach.
How's it going?
Good. Hey, how's camp? How was camp at the beginning of May? How was the turnout?
The turnout was really good. We started off with 5 indoor camps and starting in January, and had about 200 players that we were able to evaluate and went into spring camp. Originally at 125, and I think there's about 115 that were actively participating. And from there, we're able to get down to a more workable number as we go into the season. So it's really happy with the turnout. Definitely happy with the competition of the players at camp, and excited to get to fall camp or training camp.
I want to talk about that in just a second. But when you talk about winter camp, when you have all these kids come in, is it younger players that you're hoping to develop into a Thunder player, or are these players eligible for the CJFL?
Yeah, so basically we have 5 indoor camps that we'll start off with the very first 2 will just be potential rookies, guys come out of high school. And then from there, we'll bring our veterans into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th camp and let them all come compete. And, we're there to give away 125 magical golden tickets and see who kind of makes it to the very end there. So it was great. There's guys all from the different rural city or rural towns, and most of them are coming out of high school, but there's also, maybe a few guys that tried it on the past that want to give it a try again, or maybe they're playing in a different league for a different team, and now they're looking to come back to Regina and play for us.
With the success you've had, you won the Prairie Conference last year. Finished first place, but did you find it easier to get players to the indoor camps? Was it easier to get players to the spring camp that you had, or the mini camp?
We put a real focus on just trying to make sure that we keep the guys that we currently have in our team around. We had 6 guys that graduated. We had 76 out of 78. Originally that were going to be coming back, and really worked hard to keep guys around. I think we only lost 1 guy to youth sports and another guy to work commitments. But also, as you kind of progress forward and stuff, guys might have other things happening in life, or decide to kind of move on at that time. But so that was kind of a major focus of ours. But we are lucky that we do get a lot of different guys from the rural areas and things like that coming out.
You said spring camp had good competition. Was there one position that really popped out in your mind that's going to have excellent competition going into main camp?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty set at the offensive line. All those guys are returning.
Wow.
Or most of those guys are returning and stuff. And that running back, we really wanted to see how that would sort of work out. We had a lot of veteran guys coming back, and we played with quite a few of them last year, where there's basically a 4-man rotation, and just kind of see how those guys would look coming out of the off season. And then receiver too, we kind of have a good idea where we're at with that. But quarterback, looking at where we're at 2, 3, 4, that was kind of a big thing that I was excited to kind of see where things would sort of fall into place. With COVID and stuff, everybody, Carter Shuchuk, for example, gets that extra year, and it's also now you got more guys than maybe you originally thought you would have. And then the other position of interest was that linebacker. We graduated Carter Stusik and Davin Williamson, and then Ryan Mills moved on to youth sports. But the thing is that we had a really good group of young guys from the year prior to that were competing, and we're really happy where we're at with that spot.
You mentioned COVID. Any effects still, players either not playing or getting a chance to play another year because of COVID? Has that been a positive, a negative?
Depends which way you're going to look at it. Someone's going to get screwed over. The veteran guys, again, again, that extra year and having that 6th year last year, or a guy like Carter who got a 5N6, it's great for those guys to be able to play a little bit longer. But if you have a bunch of those guys returning and stuff, then also that's going to affect your numbers at the younger ages, right? So someone's going to get affected by it. But it's good to see the guys that have been, loyal to our program, and the veteran guys get that extra opportunity. But definitely has been, we've had to have a lot of difficult conversations, and they're never easy. The other thing too is, what do? You still try to be cyclical as you kind of move forward and stuff as well. So just trying to figure out the roster and where everybody fits in has been, it's been a little bit more work than in previous years.
What do you do at this point of the year? We're hitting in June. You haven't hit main camp. You've had your spring camp. You as coaches, players, what are you doing now? Working out, I guess.
Yeah, our guys are working out 4 times a week at Leveltown Compound. So they're together as a team doing that. We also started to, have some skill camps or whatever, like once a week to install some basic systems, but, focus on working on our skills for the guys that are in town, right? The guys from out of town, unfortunately, aren't able to be here and, do fall a little bit behind, but we have to catch them up come training camp. But, I think there's other opportunities as well, just as a coaching staff to try to make sure that we synchronize and get on the same page. And also, like, it's important for our guys to get out of here too and spend as much time, especially now in June and the first start of July, get out to the lake, spend time with family and friends, because, we're going to camp July 21st and it's full go. So, the summer is very, very short, and then we want to make sure that our guys have as much opportunity as they can to be with their family and have that lake time as well.
You have a renewed sense of excitement or a little bit more fire after finishing first in the Prairie Conference, but didn't get out of the Prairie Conference in the playoffs?
Yeah. We had some positive things happening with finishing in first place, but also, like that one game against the Saskatoon Hilltops once again, like, you just got to try to figure that stuff out. And I think for us, like, we worked extremely hard during the last season, and really need some time just to get away and rest up, and I can once again be with family and friends and stuff, because once the season starts, it's we're in it to win it, and we're going to be competing hard, and it's being the PFC is never easy. Like, all the teams are very strong, and we have to make sure that we we bring our A game as coaches throughout the practice, throughout the week, and get our guys ready to compete come Sunday.
With the Prairie Conference hosting the Canadian Bowl, is there any differences going into a season like this, even though you're knowing the conference will host the national final?
Yeah, there's one less road game, I guess, that you have to plan.
Okay, fair.
I think anytime your conference hosts that CJFL national championship, that's a little feather, or the icing on the cake that everybody wants to try to get to or whatever, right? And there's a little bit more of pressure, from your board of directors and stuff as well, and knowing that you have the chance to host something like that in your hometown. And I think everyone's just excited, especially the guys that are in their their last year of eligibility in the 5th and 6th year, and be able to close out their careers at home in front of their family and friends is something that's big and very enticing for them.
Well, have fun with family and friends at the lake until the season starts, and good luck there.
Yeah, we will for sure on the weekends, but during the week we'll be together as a team as much as we possibly can, and appreciate everything that you've done to help promote the league, and we'll be in contact down the road.
All right, thanks, Coach.